Hey guys, Justin with Backyard Bushcraft. So this whole month, fire season has been on everybody's mind. The apocalyptic scenes that we've seen on TV or our social media accounts, it's pretty creepy looking, and it seems like it's something out of a sci-fi movie. It doesn't even seem like it's real. Unfortunately, it is real, and fire season is not just affecting the areas where it's usually contained to, but it's really affecting all of the country as we speak. Air quality has never been really a topic of discussion, but as of late, that's all we seem to really hear about. So I'm not going to talk about what good air quality is or what bad air quality is. I'm not going to get technical when it comes to microns. We'll touch on that a little bit, but today we're just going to discuss some of the masks that are available to you out there and what you can do to prepare yourself and your family to not get stuck in any type of bad situation. I do work outside and was directly affected by the smoke in the air. Scratchy throat, irritated eyes, headache, things of that nature. These are all things that you can expect to experience if you are directly exposed to the smoke like I was. So there are a lot of different masks out there. I'm just going to go over 4 or 5 of them today. Now obviously, look, depending on where you live, if you are in an area that does have a fire season, then this video is not going to do any justice for you. You're probably more than prepared for that type of situation. But where I am on Long Island, where fire season is something that you just read about in the paper or you watch on the news, this is a good place to start when it comes to trying to figure out what kind of mask you may want to buy for you and your family. This is just something that I've done to prepare myself and my family, and if you're looking to do the same thing, I suggest you go online like I did, do your research thoroughly, and you could use this video as just kind of like a guide to point you in the right direction. So I think for anybody out there, this would be a good starting point for you. I don't use every one of these masks, all right, and there are some basic differences with them. We're just going to go over, again, like I said, the basics of what masks you have available for you out there. Everything from the low end up to the higher end mask that you can go and purchase for you and your family. So with any mask that you buy, you're going to want to make sure that you see the word NIOSH on it. That's just a federal regulated agency that's going to test and certify that this mask will do what it states it's going to do. We're all very familiar with masks over the last couple of years, obviously, or we've become very familiar with masks over the last couple of years. These are 3M masks. It's by no means an advertisement or paid advertisement for these guys. These are just ones that I happen to have and some of the ones that I use. I do happen to have an Amazon Associates page though, and I will list all of these masks on my Amazon page. If you happen to click on the link that's in the description and you purchase any one of these, I will obviously get some type of kickback for that. I appreciate it. It helps me and it helps the channel grow. But this is not by any means a paid advertisement for any one of these. The 3M masks are very affordable. All the N95 means is that 95% of what you're breathing is going to be filtered through that mask. Something else very important that you want to make sure of, and you don't want to get confused with a regular dust mask. You want to make sure you have 2 points to secure to your face or to secure to your head. That will ensure that you have the proper protection when you do put this mask on. If you're somebody that is not really sensitive to the outside air, you don't have any respiratory issues, you don't have any asthma, something like this will be more than enough to keep you protected if you happen to be exposed to the outside elements and any type of smoke in the air. So this is what I choose to use for myself and for my family. If we were, or if we did feel like we needed to protect ourselves from the outside air, we're more on the lower end spectrum because, again, like I said, we're not really heavily affected by a fire season. So the next mask we're going to talk about, this was donated to me by Mike, one of the welders that I work with. Mike, Backyard Bushcraft, appreciates you and thanks you for this. I'll be bringing this back to you at work. So this mask right here looks a lot different than your N95 masks that we've become familiar with. Again, 2 points of contact to ensure proper fit and 100% effectiveness when it comes to filtering out the particles in the air. The main difference is the filter that you're going to have for this mask. It's a P100 filter, NIOSH rated, but what that means is 99.999% of the particles in the air will be filtered out with this filter. This is a little bit more expensive than your regular N95 mask. You can go online, you can go to Miller and buy one from Miller, or you can go onto Amazon and purchase one from Amazon. So our next mask that I have here is the PD100 gas mask. This was sent to me by BattleBox. I did have a BattleBox subscription. This, again, very effective at keeping gases away from you, or if you're in that type of environment, gasolines, alcohols, ether, stuff of that nature. This is really for you if you're more affected with a fire season, or if you're in more of a heavier type smoke situation. One of the main differences with this mask right off the bat, it's a 5-point harness. There's 4. This is the 5th point of harness right here that will keep you very secure to really get the effectiveness of this mask. These are the PD100 filters. These are exceptional when it comes to filtering out organic matter, like I said before, gases like alcohols and gasoline and things of that nature. Again, a little bit more on the higher end when it comes to price points. So before we get to the final mask, one of the things I just want to point out, of the 4 masks that I showed you, the one thing they all have in common, even though they're all so different, not one of these masks will supply you with fresh air, which leads me to this mask right here. Okay, this is an MSA Advantage 4000, I believe. It's a 4000 series. This mask, this is just a dog bone that gets put onto the front of the mask, one of the attachments. Again, P100 filters. They will filter out 99.9999% of the particles in the air. The main difference with this mask is it will give you, if you had the adapters and you had the hoses, it will give you a supply of fresh air. So when it comes to price point, this is obviously going to be a little bit more expensive than what we're talking about. So this would be something that you would see on like a firefighter or somebody that works in a live gas environment like myself. These would be the masks that we put on when we have to deal with very volatile atmospheric conditions. Another very similar feature from the PD100 gas mask to the MSA Advantage 4000 mask, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of contact when it comes to putting this on and having the harness to your head. So although the masks are different from the lower end to the higher end, each one of these filters are all rated to protect you down to 0.1 micron. So that's it for me today, guys. Real brief, real quick on what you could do to prepare for fire season. From the lower end to the higher end mask, really depends on where you live and how much you're affected by the smoke in the air. What I would suggest is use this video as a little bit of a guide. Go online, do your research, and if, like I said before, you are in an area that is heavily affected by a fire season, by all means, throw me a comment. Let me know where I've gone wrong. Let me know what I could do better, and help some of my subscribers out if they have any questions of their own. So if you liked the video today, guys, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber, and most importantly, ring that bell so you're notified every time I make a new video. I really appreciate you checking me out today. This is Justin with Backyard Bushcraft, signing out.